next question deals with water. Kind of a long question. Recently, Salem Spanish Fork Payson, and by extension Woodland Hills and Elk Ridge have had some friction with Strawberry, and there's been some contention there as to how to use it. There was an audit done by the Bureau of Reclamation, and there's been a lot of friction regarding water and having enough water. Representative McKell recently passed a resolution that would suggest we remove control of Strawberry and Highline from the Bureau of Reclamation. And so here's the first part of the question. Do you support this move, and why? Number two is dealing with water. Would you be willing to support proposals, and not specific to Payson, but Payson has just done a study on building a reservoir at Payson Canyon. It's $70 million. There's no way Payson can afford it. Is that something that the county should be involved in, and that cities should be involved in, to make sure that we have water storage?
Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, and there's lots of lights on me because this is the deer in the headlight look for me. So I'm not real well versed in this subject. So I'm not trying to deflect from that subject, but I will say this: I recognize how important water is, and in fact, and then we have maybe a water problem on the other side of the county, where 200,000 people are downstream from toxic mines where there's going to be a development. So again, a deflection is just maybe what I have done there, and the attitude that I have taken, the time commitment to fight for water quality, recognizing how important it is, that I would just think that would be an inherent trait that you would see from me, because of how important water is. It sustains life. And so I'm sorry I don't know the specifics of this, and I'm sure some of these other gentlemen will, but I have a record of at least knowing, understanding, and fighting for water.
I supported Representative McKell in this initiative because it put control where it needed to be, and it also helped to take conflict out of a situation. And as a good practice in governing, that's something you have to be able to do, is resolve conflict and make sure that we come up with the right solution on how to handle those particular instances. As far as a dam and looking at long-term water storage, absolutely, and that's something that we can certainly look at bonding for, because we have to provide for things in the future. The reason we have water in the south end of the county currently is because a whole bunch of farmers got together, they went up to Strawberry and they built a dam with an idea of delivering water to this end of the county. If we don't have that same foresight and vision, there's no way that our grandchildren will have the same opportunities for deliverable water that we have. And in regards to water, it's essential that we look long-term and that we embrace those long-term solutions, because they're absolutely essential for the well-being of our community, and that's something I'm running on.
But when we look at the water, is South County a major issue in the water area? It absolutely is, but we're missing it if we're not, as commissioners, actually taking a look county-wide. There's 1.2 million acres in the county. Of that, roughly 380 acres of that is farmland. We have 60,000 acres under crop production areas. So a lot of that restriction in the agricultural area is because of water. When we look at having a dam and a reservoir placed in Payson, I think it's a great idea, but I haven't seen the full studies being put into place that would also have with seismic issues and all the other things that actually need to take place. But would I be in favor of starting those studies? I would.
I'll admit that I too am not specifically familiar with this particular proposal. However, I believe that the process really works. Representative McKell is very proactive in working with his constituents and the elected officials that are affected by that issue. And as a commissioner, I don't know that my role would be directly to vote on a policy or procedure that would affect that, but I believe that I could be an advocate and a facilitator for those kinds of discussions. I would work with Payson City, the mayor, the city council members, and the other people who are affected by that decision, and work with our elected officials, whether it's Senator Henderson or Representative McKell or other elected officials at the state level that would need to pass a law in order to facilitate that kind of a transaction to take place, or that type of agreement to take place.
What the county needs and what it's been lacking is there isn't a water guru that is charging this as we head into the future. The problem is when everyone wants to talk about growth, it's always in the context of transportation. But in the second driest state in the union, you are not going to have any growth if there's no water to grow the food or water for the people to drink and use. So obviously, wouldn't it be something if the money that we've bonded, we have $213 million right now in notes, outstanding notes. The county credit card is maxed out. And wouldn't it be something if we decided to develop a project down in Payson? Those of you that have been to the meet and greets, it's been something I've specifically brought up many times, is a need for something up in Payson. And, so absolutely that is something I would support. I would support that far and away and above and beyond a desire to support the county getting into the ice rink business or the museum business or whatever pet project it chooses to be in, whether that's the convention center business. I support us performing our proper role.
And just a quick yes, no, for those of you who are blindsided, I apologize. In general, if a city has an issue like that would affect thousands of county residents, would you be willing to partner with the city, whether it's Payson or whoever has the opportunity? Would you partner on those issues?
Yes. Yes, we have to work with our municipalities in good government. It's essential we work together.
When we look at the watershed issues and the criticality of it, we absolutely need to have the county and cities working together, and that's countywide, not just in the south end.
I don't know that my answer is good enough for a yes or no. I would say yes, we would work with them, but if the county is going to specifically pay for something that's going to benefit a city and one city only, I think that's a different conversation. So I'm not sure if I understood the question. Would I facilitate that? Yes. Would I agree to use county tax dollars to pay for a specific city's water? No.
Yes, because we need to be leading the fight for our water. So yes, the county needs to be heavily involved in this type of issue. Yes.